me?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, sir.
Pragati, can we have an extra copy of your resume? Yes.
Okay, Pragati, just brief about yourself.
I am newly qualified CMA and I secure All India 11th rank in CMA final and CMA intermediate as well. I have completed my internship from AKSHAY Sen and Company. It was really helpful to enhance my technical as well as technical knowledge. Works I have completed during my internship are filing of GST returns, GST registration, and expense management, data ranging analysis, and preparation of books of accounts. And about my family, my father is doing private job and my mother is homemaker and my elder brother is engineer. And my interests are I love to do draw and book in free time along with it.
Okay.
Okay, Pragati, so you have 80 plus marks in business valuation, right? So tell us something about the subject.
Okay, so business valuation is basically used for the find out the actual value or market value of business whenever any organization is go for merger, amalgamation, or a business restructuring process.
So what are the key things or the key points you consider while calculating the valuation for any organization? Like if the merger is happening, let's suppose merger is happening between two companies. Now you have to find the value of the combined company, right? So what are the key points you will look out in this scenario?
So first of all, we will calculate market value of both company share, and then the stake of different shareholders and find out the largest stakeholders. And
You're doing good.
and then we calculate the net assets of company. That company can pay off the debt stake shareholders.
Fine.
Okay, Pragati, what is intrinsic value of shares?
It is basically the net assets of company, which will be distributed to the shareholders.
How it is being calculated?
Total assets less total liabilities divided by total number of shares.
If we reduce total assets minus total liabilities, so I think total of both the side of balance sheet is equal, then we will get 0 in that case.
No, sir. We will remain equity portion, equity and share.
You told total asset minus total liability. It is external liabilities. So, Pragati, what is expense management?
Expense management, it is basically the process of find out the variances between the expected and actual expense, and then we will find out the reasons behind such variances.
Okay.
So what is the difference between variance and expense management?
Variance analysis.
Expense management is under expense management we are analyzing on the different type of expenses like material, labor, and all other overheads. And under variance analysis, we are find out the variances on the category like material, labor, and overheads.
Okay.
So, Pragati, what is material yield variance?
Material yield variance is arise when the difference between actual and budgeted scrape and loss is different.
Okay.
What the key thing you derive from analyzing the aging of debtors? What do you do that? Why do you do that?
It is basically to find out the debtors which are remaining for a long term or for a more than 1 year, to find out that why they are not paying on time, and and actions that we can take to receive the payments.
What are the key points or key steps you follow while doing debtors aging analysis? Let's suppose you have found out a list of debtors who have not paid the amount in the past 100 days, right? So now, what are the further steps you will take?
Firstly, I inform to my superior, and they tell me to remind their debtor, and then I call to debtor and tell them to repayment, and after reminding them again and again, they are not paying, and then we should take legal case on them.
Okay, so there can be other ways also to handle the situation, like why you have always need to go to your superior. You are doing debtors aging analysis, no? So it shows that you have to take leadership position over here. You yourself have to handle the situation, correct? Some steps which you can take over here is you can reduce the sales to that debtor, right? You can reduce the quantity of sales to the debtor, that until and unless you are not going to make the payment, we are not going to deliver you the goods you are requiring, right? So there can be steps in between filing the cases and the debtors not paying his amount. So we need to work on that. Next.
Okay. Pragati, what is zero-based wisdom?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall it right now.
Okay.
So you have 98 marks in income tax in graduation.
Yes.
Right. So tell us something about the advance payment of tax, how it is dealt with.
So, ma'am, can you repeat that?
Advance payment of tax, its treatment in books of accounts.
We have any person whose total income is more than 50,000 is required to pay tax in advance, and senior citizens are who has only business income, then they are required to advance tax, and if any person who is carrying on business and profession and opting for section 44 AD, then advance tax they will pay advance tax in one installment, that is 15th of March.
You told that any person who is having income more than rupees 50,000 needs to pay advance tax. Do you think there will be any tax on 50,000?
Yes, sir.
How much tax anyone needs to pay? Suppose a person is earning only 50,000 rupees. How much tax will be there?
Sir, then there will be no tax.
So
But if any person has casual income, then he must pay.
anyone having normal income. So is there any tax on 50,000 rupees? So then how this concept will work over there?
Sir, maybe it is carrying on from the last many years, and basic exemption limit has been increased in some current years.
No. Actually, you swap the provision wrong. There is no limit of 50,000 in all. There is no income-based limit. There is tax-based limit, that is 10,000.
Okay, Pragati. So tell me the difference between TDS and TCS.
TDS tax deductions, it shows means the when any person pay the when any person doing any transaction specified under the Income Tax Act, then buyer has to deduct some amount as per income tax specified rates, and then remaining amount will pay to the seller. And TCS, under TCS concept, seller will collect extra amount for the tax rather than the transaction amount.
Okay. Are you very sure about the difference?
Yes.
Okay. So you have the knowledge of SAP as well as Tele ERP. Right. So why SAP is preferred over Tele ERP?
Tele ERP is basically transacting for the accounting entries and accounting treatments, whereas SAP is including all the transaction like material module, financial module, and research and development module and all. So SAP has broad area than Tally.
SAP has broad area. There is also one more thing related to internal check. It is very easier to maintain internal check in case of SAP, right?
So, Pragati, what is the length of GST number?
It is 15-digit number.
So, how these 15 digits can be bifurcated?
First 2 digits are state code, and then next 10 digits are PAN number of the registered person, and then 2 code are the business code, and next one is checksum number.
Yes, right. What is the difference between GSTR 1 and GSTR 3?
GST 1 is the return for the all outward supplies, whereas GSTR 3B is the return of summary of outward and inward supplies.
So, we show only outward supply in GSTR 1?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
We don't show any purchases or and all?
No, sir. For the GSTR 2 is fine.
Okay.
Any hobbies you have, Pragati?
Yes, ma'am. I love to do drawing.
Drawing and all. So, tell me, you belong to, where is your hometown?
It is Nimod. Basically, it is from Nagaur district.
Nagaur district. So you belong to Rajasthan.
Yes.
Okay. So what are some areas which are famous for paintings in Rajasthan?
I think Kishangarh.
Nice.
I'm not very sure about.
Nice, Kishangarh. Good.
And one is, I think, Sangalai, that is from Jaipur.
That is related to printing as painting. So Kishangarh, you have answered it correctly. So any great painter, if you quote any name?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall it right now.
Okay. Who's, yes.
Pragati, you are from Jaipur?
Yes, sir.
So, tell 5 good things about Jaipur.
So firstly, there are like many forts like Amer and Nahargarh. So these are shows over history. And secondly is now Jaipur has developed in like infrastructure, and many MNCs companies are also have come in Jaipur and started their operations. And third is so
You may take time.
Suppose there's a new person you meet and you have to tell some good things about your city, right? So you can talk about weather, right? At what time you can come and visit Jaipur.
And all.
Anything.
okay, so there are like many things, eating things that are famous of Jaipur, like Ghevar, Fini, and
It is less congested, less polluted, right?
but in Jaipur is not less polluted. So can we
No,
discuss?
we have, as compared to your northern cities, if we go to Delhi or Kanpur or any nearby cities like Agra and all, Jaipur is comparatively less congested and less polluted in comparison to other big cities of North India. Right? Because our geography is like that.
I will study more about it.
Okay, fine. Next is your accounting entries. Now tell me, if I have sold goods and collected GST, right? So what will be the accounting entry for it? You can assume it is a cash sales.
Cash account debit, 2 sales, 2 CGST, and 2 SGST.
Okay, Pragati, just think I have purchased an IC for my business by paying GST of rupees 10,000. After 2 years, I sold that IC into the market for rupees 30,000 and GST rate is 18% over there. What will be the consequences under GST?
Disposal of fixed assets is treated as supply, first of all. So we have to pay the tax on this GST on this transaction on 30,000, 18% on 30,000.
Do I not? I need not to reverse any GST.
No, sir. If we are paying GST at the time of sale, then we should not reverse the GST.
Suppose reversible amount is rupees 8,000 and GST on the output is just rupees 5,400. So what amount do I need to pay? How much percentage we need to reduce every quarter?
5%.
Yes. So in that case, we need to reduce 5% per quarter, or GST on sale, whichever is higher, we need to pay.
Okay. So Pragati, have you ever handled any deadlines?
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
During my internship, my senior gave one project to me and my senior, but due to some reason, my senior was not able to continue that project, and I was the only person to complete the project within the deadlines, and I have completed in a well manner.
okay. So if I ask you, what are the 3 most important attributes of your personality and what they will be?
So firstly, I have analytical attitude, and I'm a smart worker and believe in teamwork.
Okay. So how long you think you will be associated with our organization?
I believe in stability and long-term perspective. So I believe that if I will join any organization for long term, then and contribute my skills for the organizational growth, then it will also return back to me for my growth. So I will definitely continue for long term.
Okay. Pragati, we have some locations which are out of the city areas, right? So you will be having accommodation and obviously food services will be available, no doubt. But there will be no recreation facilities available to you, right? So will you be okay with that? Because as you are from Jaipur, so I'm assuming that you are accustomed to a city life.
It is in remote area as well as some Naxalite area as well.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If I don't have any other opportunity and my senior shifted me to that remote area, then I will definitely go for that.
Risking your personal life?
Maybe for some, if I work some for 1 or 2 years, then they will shift me again for the city.
Okay, fine. So this is it from me, sir.
Okay. Pragati, do you have any question for us?
Yes, sir. Sir, I want to know about the challenges that I have to contribute under my job role.
So your job role, first of all, will be management training. You will be shifted to the various departments where you need to perform. And I think you need to work on the extended weekends as well, because as a fresher, we require to work hard. And first of all, you need to work on your skill development as well. So that will be the things, that will be the challenges for you. Okay, thank you, Pragati. चलिए बात करते हैं। तो सबसे पहले तो ओवरऑल आपका एक तो आई कांटेक्ट पे आपको वर्क करना है। जब भी आप बोलते हैं तो आप ऊपर देखने लग जाते हैं बीच बीच में। सो यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन योर आई कांटेक्ट। एंड अगर मैंने कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा है तो जरूरी नहीं ओनली मेरी तरफ देखे, बाकी लोगों की तरफ भी हमको देखना होता है। पैनल में 3 पर्सन है, तो आप क्या करते हैं, जब ऊपर देखते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है आप उसकी तरफ नहीं देख रहे हैं। तो ये जब अपना वो कवर होगा तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली वो भी कवर हो जाएगा। तो ये अपन को ध्यान में रखना है। बाकी आपने जीरो बेस बस्टिंग आपको नहीं पता था, एडवांस टैक्स आपको नहीं पता था, बहुत ही गलत आंसर था एडवांस टैक्स का। तो कैपिटल गुड्स वाला भी आपको जो है थोड़ा नहीं पता था, थोड़ा सा पता था, थोड़ा नहीं था। तो आपको ओवरऑल देखा जाए तो यहाँ से टेक्निकल चीजों पे वर्क करना है, तब जाके बाकी तो ओवरऑल ठीक है। और आई कांटेक्ट पे आपको थोड़ा सा वर्क करना है, बाकी ओके। कम्युनिकेशन सही है, बहुत मैं अच्छा भी नहीं कहूंगा लेकिन खराब भी नहीं है, सही है, अच्छा है वैसे,
मतलब मेनली
पहले से काफी अच्छा है।
टेक्निकल पे फोकस करना।
हाँ,
It's because HR related questions में you have answered very nicely. Because मैंने जब कहा कि आप अपने आप को डिफाइन कीजिए, आपने सही डिफाइन किया। फिर मैंने आपको कहा कि क्या आप ऐसे रिमोट लोकेशंस पे जाना चाहेंगे, तो हमेशा आप इस बात पे ध्यान दीजिए, कभी भी इंटरव्यूअर अगर आपको ऐसा कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है तो आप बॉल उसी के कोर्ट में डाल दीजिए। आप बोलिए कि ऑब्वियसली इफ आई एम गोइंग फॉर दिस रेप्यूटेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, तो वहां पे सारी तरीके की सेफ्टी एंड सिक्योरिटी अवेलेबल होगी, राइट? एंड फिर when I asked about recreation, so you can say कि no problem ma'am, this is the time for career development, right? So I am ready to work if the experience which I am gaining is better, right? So at this age I need experience more than recreation. ठीक है ना? तो इस तरीके से आप जस्टिफाई कर सकते हैं उस चीज को। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट बिजनेस वैल्यूएशन में आपका आंसर काफी हद तक सही था, जब मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए कहा। एक्सपेंस मैनेजमेंट वर्सेस वेरिएंस एनालिसिस आप अटक गए, आपको नहीं पता था एग्जैक्टली। तो आपने जो चीजें रेज्यूमे में लिखी हैं उन पे आपको मैं सबको यही बोल रही हूँ कि आपने अगर रेज्यूमे में एक वर्ड भी लिखा है ना, तो उस वर्ड पे भी आपकी एनालिसिस होनी चाहिए, आगे पीछे सब। ठीक है, लाइक यू टोल्ड मी पेंटिंग्स, ठीक है, तो कोई तो पेंटर होगा जिसको आप एस्पायर करते हो, एटलीस्ट नो। मैं ज्यादा पूछ ही नहीं रही, पेंटिंग में कोई इंसान ज्यादा क्या पूछ सकता है, मेरे पास और कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं था पूछने का। आपने एक आंसर बहुत सही बताया, किशनगढ़, ठीक है, दैट इज एक्चुअली फेमस फॉर पेंटिंग्स। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट कोटा एंड बूदी आर ऑल्सो फेमस फॉर पेंटिंग्स, ठीक है, ये जगह भी पेंटिंग्स के लिए फेमस है। बट आप किसी पेंटर का नाम ले सकते थे, ठीक है, एम.एफ. हुसैन बोल सकते हैं, सिंपल हाँ। तो ये तो ऐसे है कि हाँ, मतलब थोड़ा बहुत आप पढ़ सकते हैं। मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रही कि आप बिल्कुल इसमें पीएचडी कर लीजिए, बट बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन।
सीवी का तो आपको हर चीज पता होना चाहिए, इवन जो आप ये आर्टिकल शिप उससे काफी क्वेश्चंस आपको पूछेंगे, तो यू शुड नो अबाउट ईच एंड एवरी वर्क, उससे फर्दर क्या क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं, तो सारा आपको जो है इसमें पता होना चाहिए।
और सर लाइक कुछ फार्म के बारे में पूछ लिया कि जहाँ इंटर्नशिप करे थे वहाँ मतलब टर्नओवर या मतलब विजिट्स कितनी थी, एम्प्लॉइज कितने थे।
एम्प्लॉइज पूछ सकते हैं, वो तो कितने बता दो, 10 बता दो ना, ठीक है, लेकिन रिसिप्ट कैसे पूछेंगे, मतलब मुझे थोड़ी, आपको थोड़ी ना देंगे कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन, ये नहीं बता।
और सर मैंने इसमें टेली का भी लिखा है, बट मतलब मैं वैसे कोर्स तो किया हुआ नहीं है, वो इंटर्नशिप में 1-2 महीने बस काम किया था, तो इतना
तो जो भी वर्क आपने किया है उतना ही लिमिटेड आप रहे कि मैंने ये वर्क किया था और उतने उसी के बारे में पता है, ज्यादा एक्स्ट्रा हमें नहीं बताना। ओके, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।
थैंक यू।